Right. So what I'm looking for this week, right? So today is the 15th, right? So we got some NZD news coming out. This is for January. I'm only looking at information right now for Q1, right? And so whatever comes out here will kind of set the tone a little bit for the week, right? Um, you have the yen coming out, this Q4 stuff. Still want to take a look at it, of course, because that'll give the mood into Q1. And for NU, I did put it on my list, and the only reason for that is at an interesting level, right? Looking at the daily, it is in an uptrend. It changed its trend here, so we did get a higher high here. We got a higher low. We had the higher high again. It came up. Now it's here. Interesting level to me. Um, I see buyers exhaustion. It's consolidating right here. It is at a high. And kind of what I'm looking for is sweep this, at least come to the weekly high. There is a weekly liquidity here as well. So sweep this. I'm looking to actually take it down to here to probably most likely buy back up at a discounted level. So um, going on to Monday, I do see some Euro news coming out. That's December stuff though. I don't know that's going to be important. And so I will say I am taking a look at EA. It's on my list because right now, let me go back to the daily. Um, I am looking for a serious pullback for Australia, man. It's very overvalued, I feel, right now, to be honest with you. And look at this stretch from here. You really haven't seen really no good retracements, but to keep playing into the trend, I am looking for it to come to some of this areas. These are my point of interest. Those are the price levels I'm taking a look at to possibly sell it back down. Um, it's at a lower high, really. Or it could come all the way back up here and then sell down. We'll see. But I am looking for sales possibly for EA this coming week. And for Tuesday, you got the unemployment. It is December. That is important though. Um, if some bad news do come out here, because GDP seems like it's not doing so good. I am looking at GU. GU is on the list. And GU, I'm looking at EU too, but they at interesting levels, right? So like, let me go and break it down. Let's see, EU, right? Like right now, I feel like it's going in a uptrend. You got the higher high, higher low, higher high. It's in the middle. Technically, I really don't want to even trade this because I'm training myself to and starting to take trades at the highest point in the lows. That's what you're supposed to do anyway, right? I do see that it's losing some momentum. So is this a little pullback, a little pause, and then it will shoot up to here? Really, I don't know. I am looking at that. But for me, I'm looking more at GU possibly though. I want GU to come all the way back up here. It's the start of the week. I want it to come up here and then shoot down. That's what I'm looking for. But we'll see how that goes. Um, Especially with some good news, some heavy hitter news coming out. This is important as well. This have been improving. I am taking a look at that, but it's still um in the contraction territory. Now that's gonna be we'll be taking a look at that. Inflation. This is January, so this is important. I don't really have no CAD pairs like that. I don't think. Let's see. CAD, yes. So I am looking at CAD JPY. Um, because it is at an interesting level, it's at the low. I see a lot of imbalance here, so that gotta be filled. I am looking at again, it's at the low liquidity. It already like kind of got there. Deceleration here. The buyers pushed it up, but the sellers did come back in and take over. So could this possibly form a morning star is what I'm looking at, because look at the dynamics over here. All right, it came here, you got the deceleration candle printed, then you got the bullish engulfing. That'll make a nice classic morning star. It filled this gap here and it took off. So I'm just looking for it to kind of reverse back to balance out the market per se, right? And keeping it moving. I don't want this to be a long video. The yen is coming out. I'm gonna be taking a look at that. Um, wow. Yeah, that'll be something. Mhm. Yeah, that's gonna be important. And so let me show this too, because the yen, um, let's see. The yen index is at a interesting level too, right? Um, on a weekly, you see, look at this. This is recovery mode. That is interesting. I didn't even zoom out to the weekly, but that's a big bullish engulf, and that jump could be going up, honestly, right? It came back into that level. Look what happened here, all this. So yen could be gaining some strength. Now I'm not gonna hold you. Now what I was looking at on the daily, at least for right now, because I said it could push up to here, but I'm looking for it to sell back down. At least to imbalance these candles out right here. To balance the candles out. So like maybe come back in here to make that the higher low and then to go ahead and take off from there. But I am looking for a sell at least right here, back into this level, you know. That's what I'm looking at. So for me, I think JPY, the yen, is at a interesting level. I'm looking to sell it down. And so that's why I'm looking to buy these two possibly. USD came out with some not so bad news yet last week with with employment with the job market. So and I'm gonna be looking to sell. That's playing into everything. But this is gonna be important. They forecasting it to be low. That feeds into my buyers of selling the GU. So we'll see how that comes out. Again, like I said, just wanted to looking for it to come all the way up in this level. A weekly high. I'm looking to sell it off. That's what I'm looking for. Um, that's gonna be important. Oh, that's tough. Might turn some things around. I was looking at UCAD too. Let's see something. I think I took it off my list because it can either it's at an interesting level, right? It's coming off the lows. Um, Ultimately for me to sell it, of course, it would have to come up to here, right? But when I break it down, like look at this. Look at these candles. It seems like it's starting to give up on momentum. But not only that, when I drop down to the 4 hour, it's at a swing point. Right. So it could possibly just boom shoot down here and fill up, finally hit this order block right here. And in this 4 hour order block, you see that? Right up in here. Right. But in that order block too, there's a fair value gap on the 1 hour. So if it can tap down here and then sell back up, I will sell from here, sell it to there with a TP level, buy it back up. But first, I'm looking forward to probably tap into this one more time, swoop that, and go ahead and sell down. We'll see. Anyway, I got off track a little bit. Um, we'll see. This is going to be important. Change. We're forecasting it to be low. That's interesting. It's gonna go up. I wonder why. Let's do for a pullback. Just looking at potentials here. Yeah. Go here, then sell down the middle of the week. It possibly can. I need to be careful with AJ. I might be hands off, to be honest. I seen that on a monthly. It's at a high. It is. It already swept it too. Look at this. This might tank. So I'm like, yo, I might stay away. And this is on a monthly. I need to stay away from the AJ. Look how the week closed last week. It still didn't cover this though. Looking for that railroad type of candle. The double tweezer, I think they call it. So it didn't quite do that, but still, I'm a little bit iffy. But it's just like, I would need to see things forming. Need to form for me to, I guess, create a bias. That's good. That's good. That's good right there. Need to form for me to create a bias a little bit more. Um, but I think I got off track again. Oh, I was looking for. See, that might play into EA though. That's what I'm looking for. That comes out Wednesday night. Oh man, that might play good for that sell off. If it come out well, but then again, hold on. See, they're looking for it to be lower though. So it might come here and boom. I'll be looking at that. That's gonna be interesting. But shoot, hmm, I'm just watching it. Hmm, hmm. Taking a look at this. This come out when though? Thursday. This week gonna have some good setups though. It really is. Oh yeah, this gonna be important. Let's see, go down. And that I think I'm looking at UJ. UJ at an interesting level too. We're just at the low. Yeah, this gonna turn around. I had made a video before this and the volume wasn't on or whatever, the mic wasn't on. So I don't know if I explained it in this video or not, but you see where I have it at. It's losing momentum. Go ahead and tap that weekly low real quick. Get into that 4 hour liquidity right here and shoot out. That's how I have it. If we want to take a look at what we doing too much now though. GJ, I got my own GJ. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm waiting for it to do something a little bit more. Um, it's gonna play into the GU trade though. Let's look at EG ugly butt. So we see something. Yep, that's what I'm looking at. Um, NU, EA, GU, AJ, CAD, JPY, USD, JPY. I'm pretty sure there might be some other pairs, but until, you know, I get some convincing. I already have some of them marked up, but anyway, yeah, these are the pairs I'm looking at. Let me see how they turn out this week.